adoption of the agenda with one late item.
Move.
Second.
Those in favor? Motion is carried. Councillor Tom Grant is gone to FCM already, and Councillor Price sends her regrets. Of course, as you know, her brother-in-law was the fellow missing for 5 days, and we've been quite involved in that. So she did want me to read this on her behalf. It's been overwhelming for the family. The help that has come from everyone, and especially Cumberland and also Mayor Leslie Baird, is appreciated. The family is very grateful for all that search and rescue did, and the gift they left in terms of training and maps was critical to the successful outcome. And everyone made it out safely, and the beauty of those words, they found him, he's alive. So great news story there, as we all know, and I'm sure we'll see Councillor Price back to the table in June. So with that, we'll move on to the agenda. We don't have any delegations or minutes. We do have a number of departmental reports. First one is the fire department report for receipt.
Move receipt.
Second.
On receipt then, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Our fire chief's away training as he usually does in other places. But if there's any questions, I'm sure the staff could bring those up with the chief, or if there's any other comments. Okay. The report. Rec department report then for receipt.
Second.
For receipt, all those in favor? Motion is carried. We do have a rec director here. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, keep up the good work. And yeah, good job. The administration report, that's from our Deputy Corporate Administrator for receipt.
Move receipt.
Second.
On receipt then, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Just a summary of bylaw enforcement issues over the first 4 months of the year. Any questions? Seeing none. Moving on. Planning building report. Sorry, public works report. Missed that one. Capital operational status for the first quarter.
Move receipt.
Second.
Receipt then, all those in favor? Motion's carried. And you may have questions. I just had one myself for our engineer. Do we know the results yet of the recent tender for Glacier View Drive? I think is what I'm thinking about.
Yes, I got the results of that just after I had updated this, and the project was awarded to Waycor.
Okay, great. And was that one of those good news ones?
It was good news, yeah, really good. So I'll be submitting a summary report on that and the outcome of the.
And when will that work commence?
We're going to have a pre-construction meeting, I believe it's June 16th, so we'll follow probably the week after that.
I understand the neighborhood's already received a letter from us. In that
Yes.
regard?
Yeah.
Okay. Patty, did you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, under the Comox Ave Road down, so just curious, that button crosswalk, would that go once the roundabout is here, and the crossing would be round?
Correct, yeah, that will replace, the roundabout will replace basically in that vicinity, and then you'd have your crosswalks that would go across the roundabout for pedestrians to get across.
Great, thanks. Anything further for engineer? Seeing none. Planning building department report for the first 4 months.
Move receipt.
Second.
All in favor of receipt then? Motion is carried. Any questions? Councilor Thomas?
Yeah, I was just wondering about if Marvin could just update us on the Cambridge Road, that Pritchard Road and the water runoff studies, and where all that sits and what kind of progress we're making on that. I noticed the signs were up the other day, so.
Certainly. So the Northeast Comox Stormwater Management Plan, so we're in the final phase of stage 2. So there has been some back and forth between staff and the consultant, and I believe we're in the final round of changes. So that should be coming forward to council shortly and going out to the public. The proposal for the zoning of the lands at the north side of the intersection of Pritchard and Cambridge, that is from one single family zone to the other, so from R1.1, 650 square meter minimum parcel size with secondary suite allowance, to R3.2, which is 450 square meter minimum parcel size and a secondary suite allowance, with both the same in that. The R2.2 zone is the one that we see commonly used in the areas, newer areas, so Butchers Road areas and Lancaster, is the R2.2. Staff have been encouraging the applicant to rezone from the more historic, larger lot to the smaller lot to provide increased flexibility and possibly increased density. And so we have started looking at possible road layouts in that area, and in conjunction with that, the applicant has decided to proceed with the rezoning. We will be bringing, our intent is to take a look at the phase 2 report, and once the phase 2 report for stormwater management plan is complete and accepted, then start looking at bringing that rezoning forward, with the idea that adoption would be dependent upon adoption of the stormwater management plan, as a whole, its entirety.
All right, any further questions? So much.
So just on that note, the signs are up, but you're saying we haven't received?
We have received an application.
Yeah.
So our first, we have done referrals. So the first time that you would see our introductory report, we wanted to at least ensure that council had received and was aware, comfortable with the phase 2 stormwater management plan before we brought that report forward. We thought those two would be linked in council's and public mind. They have advised us that they will be having their public consultation with the neighborhood. They scheduled that for early June. So they will be holding their own public, public open house on those two parcels. So we should be able to get the information back on that, what the neighborhood feels. Also,
Anything further? Seeing none, thank you. Move on then to the Parks and Building Maintenance Department report for receipt.
Move receipt.
Second?
Receipt, all those in favor? Motion's carried. Any questions, comments? Yes.
Your worship, this is really directed towards recreation department rather than parks, although it's somewhat related. I'm wondering if Jim might be able to answer it. That is the fitness park that was built next to the tennis courts. Has there been any thoughts to increasing usage of that to the gym?
Yes, we've looked at it. We're working with one of our fitness people to possibly do a staff training session for some of the staff at their residences nearby to make them more comfortable with using the equipment and show them how to use it. So they don't look at it and run. They look at it and know what they can be doing with it. So
That's a great
hopefully
idea.
they will move some people out into that. We've also looked at programming. However, it's a bit of a challenge in that regard.
That's terrific. I certainly support that. And the second question is in regards to parks and, I guess, recreation indirectly, is has there been any thought given to a water park in Comox as a follow-up to the letter that was written?
If I may speak,
Yes.
we've been looking at this issue for the better part of 20 years. It's been on the radar. We haven't gone out and done any hard and fast cost estimates as of yet because we haven't been directed to do such. But certainly it's been on the community's radar for a long time. This isn't the first inquiry we've had regarding the implementation of a spray park or splash pool in Comox. So it has been brought to our attention a number of times, but we just haven't had clear direction to pursue it.
Thank you. That's what I need to know.
Yeah, it's been subject on many strategic planning session over my time on council, and it's never made it to the top of the list given the other priorities. So certainly we'd welcome any groups that want to partner on a project like that. And Courtney, I know they're already partnered on it. So that's where we achieved success earlier when we have partnerships.
Thank you.
And I believe that most recent letter has been referred to the next strategic planning session, which will be held with the new council. All right, anything further? Seeing none, we'll move on to the report on the Public Works Yard project.
Move receipt.
Second?
And receipt then, all those in favor? Motion carried. Mr. Goodman isn't here, but his report report is self-explanatory, and Al Fraser's here, of course, to represent staff on it. Looks like things are going well, and it's all systems go.
We've been very fortunate. We've got a good contractor, good crews, respective of our operations. So everybody's working together as best we can. The weather's been outstanding in terms of the staging of the first block. As you can see in the photographs, they're not really extremely clear, but clearly the building's gone and the foundation and footings are in place, and we're looking at pouring the slab coming up fairly quickly here in the next few weeks. So we've got the slab on grade work set for June 24th, and all the early indicators suggest that we're going to meet these targets. So things are going as good as they can be. I think we're right bang on schedule. So yeah, it's been a little challenging operationally, but we're all getting through it together, and it's going to be a good product in the end.
I had an inquiry earlier in the week, and I passed on to the engineer about the bike lane being blocked temporarily on the north side of Guthrie near the project for some water connection. Is that work done now, or is it?
It's finished now.
Perfect.
Yeah, they just paved the cut today, I believe.
All right, great, thanks. Any further? Seeing none, we'll move on to staff reports. Our Deputy Corporate Administrator provides a report on the upcoming 2014 local government election. And that's just more for information, so motion to receive.
Move receipt?
Second.
All those in favor of receipt? That's carried. Thank you for that reminder. Coming soon. And of course, there'll be more material that you'll be putting together for candidates. Okay. Also, a staff report from our Director of Finance regarding our recycling collection.
Move receipt? Oh, hang on. there's a
We're looking for a recommendation, actually, that staff be authorized to provide notice to MMBC and Ontario that Comox will cease recycling collection upon expiration of the Ontario contract March 31, 2015.
I'll move that.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on that? Yeah.
So if I'm reading this report correctly, Emterra will cease operating and then MMBC will take over, is that?
Yeah, it's
We're
MMBC would
assuming
be,
that'll be the case?
would be the party to take over, although
Yeah.
they could very well end up contracting. with
Giving it
them.
back to Emterra, or whoever, yeah, okay. But our recycling program isn't going to cease, it's just going to switch over?
Yeah, it's similar to what Courtney and Cumberland are doing right now.
Okay.
Slightly broader
Yeah.
selection of items that can be recycled.
Well, there's a few Jaquesties in here that I just be sure I read that correctly.
Good
Yeah,
clarification.
the blue bins will carry on, and hopefully it'll be a relatively seamless transition.
Yes.
Those in favor of the recommendation then? Motion's carried. Some items of correspondence for receipt, the cycling task force update.
Move receipt?
Second.
Receipt then, all those in favor? Motion's carried. This is a report that was submitted to the city coordinator earlier this week, and it's received here as we are a participant in that task force. And it just provides the information and the ongoing work that they've been doing. If there's any questions or comments, obviously we're in the midst of Bike to Work Week, and that's one of the projects that this group works on. So at this point, just to receive it is fine. I think we did that. Letter then from Mayor of Cumberland regarding seeking a representative on the Maple Leaf fundraising committee. I know Councillor McKinnon was at the inaugural meeting of that organization, as I can understand. And they're setting the next meeting for June 6th, when I also won't be able to attend. So I'm not sure who might be interested in council.
Do we want to receive this, or do you want?
Yeah, receive
Okay,
and.
so I'll move receipt, and then I'd be good with Councilor McKinnon going to this if he wants to.
Would you like to speak?
Thank you for the offer. I'll accept. My question was, Patty, has this gone to the Comox Regional District yet? Because I thought that was the direction coming from the meeting that I attended on behalf of the mayor. So
Yeah, they'll be looking for representation there as well. According to Comox CBRD.
Yeah, it may just be received at an electoral area committee.
Okay. All All right, so motion to receive and to appoint Councillor McKinnon.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Councillor McKinnon's opposed? Yeah.
Now he's gonna want my comment.
Yeah. Uh-oh, now we're on.
A note here that we received, and we thought it was appropriate to put it on the agenda, just a note of thanks from a resident regarding some work recently done by Public Works employees. And it's self-explanatory, but I thought it was worthwhile, given its nature, to put that on the agenda, to thank them for their work.
Move receipt.
Thank you.
Second.
Those in favor? Motion's carried. And please pass on our thanks, Engineer, to employees specifically. And then lastly, this late item is an update on the renewed federal gas tax agreement. Motion to receive that would be in order.
Move receipt.
Second.
Receipt then, all those in favor? Motion's carried. So yes, there's been some press recently about this, and this is in line with a resolution that was initiated by Councillor Ken Grant and approved at this council, went on to UBCM, went on to FCM. So in terms of broadening the categories, that work seems to have borne some fruit here. And staff will work on the criteria for that as we move forward in our 5-year financial plans.
And it looks like the categories are quite a bit broader than what we had before, so that should help us out a lot in the future as to with some of our infrastructure. And other needs.
Especially sports, recreation, culture, tourism, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some guidelines come out as to what appropriate projects are, or,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I'm reading this, that's the way it seems to be, but
The devil will be in the details.
absolutely. But that's great news.
Yeah, so thanks for council's work on that and staff for bringing that forward. Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
All in favor? Motion's carried. Next meeting is June 18th, February council.
For that length of agenda, that was all. Ask Marvin that question.
Get my cards from